Coming up on Mountain News this morning, fire season has begun in the Commonwealth and some fire departments are doing their best to teach safety. Plus, churches and organizations with a common goal gathered together in Pikeville for a Christ-centered conference.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on October 11th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Evan Hatter for a look at your forecast this morning. Evan, we had a beautiful day yesterday. I got to get out and walk around. It actually felt like fall, which was amazing. So I don't really know what we can expect for today. I think maybe something similar, but
yeah, I'd say something similar. More fall weather. The unfortunate part is not necessarily as sunny as we watch that at least chance for a few clouds to stick around as we head through the day today. And some fog out there this morning, not as foggy as yesterday, but some spots still dealing with it. Low 40s, London Corbin Airport, where the fog is really not there this morning, but the comparative look when we had it was our studios here in Hazard, where it is quite foggy outside. I look at the monitor off air here. Yeah, it's foggy. 1 mile visibility, Harlan and Middlesboro, 3 miles in Somerset. So still dealing with some foggy conditions in some of the river valleys this morning. Temperatures upper 30s and low 40s in much of the area. But look at the mid 40s. Pikeville and Jackson at 47 and Prestonsburg at 45. So some areas a little milder this morning than others. Either way, I think we're all headed back to mild weather this afternoon. Temperatures 40s to start, quickly warming back to near 70 for the afternoon. And we're just getting started. Details on when it starts to feel like May again in a few minutes. Olivia?
All right, Evan, thank you. A Pike County woman has been indicted for murder following a deadly crash that occurred back in July. Last week, a Pike County grand jury handed down the indictment against 45-year-old Dusty Ratliff of Elkhorn City. The indictment says Ratliff was driving a vehicle in a manner that created the risk of death. James Kelly died as a result of the crash. Ratliff's arraignment is set for 9:30 a.m. on November 9th. A Laurel County man is facing multiple sexual abuse charges. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office have arrested 78-year-old Carl Mead of London. He is facing 8 counts of sexual abuse. The charge stems from a case investigated by the Sheriff's Office back in 2020. He was brought into custody without incident near Kentucky 1006 and was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A family of a former Eastern Kentucky high school student is suing the school district, claiming racial slurs and violent threats were used against their child. The Lexington Herald Leader reports the family filed a federal lawsuit against the Paintsville School Board. The family claims their son endured months of bullying, including a violent event that caused permanent injuries. The incidents happened between August and December of last year. Sunday marked the start of National Fire Prevention Week, and one city is offering activities to teach kids about fire safety. The Louisa Fire Department will be offering free fire truck rides to the public and will be passing out fire hats and balloons. Louisa Fire Department Chief Eddie Preston says their goal is to educate everyone about fire safety as much as they can.
For us, if we can prevent some fires, injuries and deaths, and that's what our plan is, to get everybody educated on fire safety in their homes, in their kitchens mainly. That's what our goal is set to do.
The fire department is also going to the local elementary schools for fire safety demonstrations. The National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration reports Kentucky has one of the worst weather conditions for drivers. Kentucky was placed as the 7th in the nation for most dangerous weather for drivers. Rain presented the greatest risk for drivers as it had the highest number of weather condition-related crashes. The National Center for Environmental Health states more deaths occur because of flooding than any other extreme precipitation hazard.
If you're approaching water on the roadway, unless you can see that it's very shallow, just turn around. Don't try to go through water. Even if you don't get swept away, you may do damage to your engine or your interior.
As we approach the winter weather season, folks are encouraged to take extra precautions if forced to drive in snowy or icy weather. Churches, organizations, and community leaders gathered in Pikeville Tuesday for a summit about leaving the region a better place. WYMT's Buddy Forbes shares how the Jesus-centered movement hopes to reach far past the church walls.
Man, what happened in that place? That had to be God.
A gathering all about growth.
This isn't really a conference on how to have church on Sundays. It's about what's the call to serve our communities.
Bringing communities together.
Let me show you what God can do.
Together for the Mountains came together. The idea for a summit was that God can transform the mountains and the people and the places here, and that He's been at work for a very long time here, but this was an opportunity for us to join in.
The 2023 Together for the Mountains Summit brought Jesus believers from all walks of life into the same room.
In my life, in my family, you see that transformation in me. Okay. I am a walking miracle.
Giving them a place and a platform to worship, witness, and workshop.
It's not just in the mountains, but when we think about coming together, that means we all recognize that we're all broken and we need each other.
From church planting to faith-based entrepreneurship,
Something's broken.
those involved say it is about shining light on the stepstones to a better community and walking out of the summit with an understanding of how to take that light with them wherever they go.
You don't even have to say Jesus necessarily. You just exhibit the character, the integrity, the humility, the service that Jesus did, and it's a light in a dark world, and it makes the community better.
Using the struggles and successes of those who have been there.
Someone has been through that or experienced it, or they're in the middle of something, and we can all kind of coach and encourage one another. I mean, that's the reality of the community we all need.
To break out of the same cycles and into a better future. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The event included breakout sessions about community leadership, church planting, and more, aiming to mobilize the church and its mission. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, we take a look at how mental health is affecting an increasing amount of young adults.
And if you missed the warm weather, well, you're not alone, and you've got an opportunity to experience that summer-like feel over the next couple of days. Those details on the flip side.